Gaming has been around for a long time, and it's constantly changing with the times. These changes can happen in many different ways, whether through new hardware, new IP, or an entire new genre being created from a single game. In many ways, genre-defining games are what carve out a path for more indie games to be created and for new developers to gain ground and have more of a reputation. Where am I going with this, you might ask? Well, I'm here to talk about video game genres. I would say that one of the most influential genre definers is the game Dark Souls and the FromSoft series of Souls-like games. You know, Dark Souls, that really polished game with perfect mechanics and balanced gameplay. This game was known for its crushing difficulty and lack of tutorials, which gave more of a difficult experience for the players without being too unfair. Sometimes. People love this type of game because of this. While a lot of games were littered with tutorials, cutscenes, and linear levels, Dark Souls was a breath of fresh air for people who wanted something different in the gaming scene. This type of game turned out to be so influential, it spawned hundreds of spin-offs, 2 sequels, and 2 separate games which raked in millions upon millions of dollars. Another genre definer which took the internet by storm, you guessed it, Minecraft. Minecraft was unique not just because of its block-like art style, but because of its freedom of choice. Minecraft revolutionized the survival/sandbox game scene because of how original it was. You aren't going to find many other games like Minecraft before 2009. Now, while some genres host games of high status and prestige, there is a genre that is notorious for being low quality: sports games. Sports games are the biggest offenders of being these soulless money vacuums simply designed to suck down your cash. And specifically, new sports games are the main offenders. In the beginning, when franchises first arose, actual effort was being put into creating these games. But as time went by, companies realized that they could recycle the same game over and over again, and people would still buy it because of the title. Every year, these new games are pushed out with the exact same formula and exact same mechanics. And specifically, I'd say FIFA is the biggest issue. No, you know what? All of them suck. Except WWE 2K16. EA could pick up their customers, spit on them, and say, "Buy FIFA 2020, you little dirt boy," and the customers would still buy it. No innovation is done, and you can't do anything about it because changing the rules of the game will ruin it for sure. I know that sports games have to stay true to the sport, and sports can't really change, but when PGA Tour, the most boring sport in the world, has better reviews than 2K NBA games, you know you've messed up. One of my personal favorite genres is roguelikes. A lot because of how one playthrough isn't going to be the same as the next. Take a game like Titanfall 2. Good game and good story. You play through it once or twice, you had fun, and you either move on or play the multiplayer. Why did you stop playing the main story? Because it got boring, and you already knew everything that was going to happen. This is where roguelikes shine. The basic concept of permadeath and completely random paths to the end of the game brings a new experience each time you play. And this genre keeps advancing, because developers want to be the top dog in the roguelike category. The only way to sink or swim in this genre is to keep your game from getting stale, and some games do that really well. A good example of this is The Binding of Isaac. Look at how many items you have at your disposal, and most of them stack or combine with each other for a completely different type of weapon each time you play. And this is only for one of the item pages. Keeping the game fresh is a standard roguelikes have to keep up with, as well as pretty much every other game. The advantage these games have, though, is a little roll of the dice called RNG. RNG, or random number generation, is how video games determine random events, like the chance of getting a rare loot drop. This constantly keeps you on your toes, because you never know where an enemy or an item is going to be, creating somewhat the element of surprise. Say you find a chest. What could be in it? Last run it was $40, this time it could be a dirty crack pipe. See that enemy over there? This time he's over here, and now you're dead because you got stun locked in between 3 enemies in a wall. Last time the level looked like this, and now it looks like this. But it might seem frustrating for a lot of people to make so much progress and then die over and over and over and over and alright, I get it. A lot of people dislike these games because of this, but I think it feels great to beat one of these. It's like you finally conquered the labyrinth of randomly generated code, when in reality, that was the entire point. The final thing I'd like to talk about is clones in video game genres, which is common because everybody wants to make a popular game. When Minecraft was released, 1 million Minecraft clones were made to try and replicate its popularity. Minecraft in itself created a subgenre of the survival/crafting type of game, and some of these games turned out to be pretty successful. But a lot of companies see a new popular game and want to try and leech off of its newfound fame. Call of Duty Rising? Medal of Honor appears. Mario Kart? Clones. Even dating back to the 90s, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter had plenty of clones, games that simply tried to jump on the hype train and get some quick cash. When a good game is made, some of these smaller devs try to pick up any scraps of popularity left behind by the bigger games. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of this year. You should subscribe. Okay, bye.
Check it. Hey,